Hello, hello. We're in a ghost town. Look how bright it is. Let's have a little bit less light. So I could just come out of a shower. Why is it so bright? Anyway, how are you? I'll sort this out in a minute. Give me a sec. Sometimes it takes a few seconds for people to get online anyway. So we're all good. There we go. Let's bring you a bit closer. How are you? Happy day. Hashtag Health Wealth Life Day 56. Day 56. How's your day going? How's your year going? Rose, welcome aboard as always. How you going? How's your day? Rose, how's your day? Sarah, how's your day? Tell me. Right in the box. Needed to get something. The light's a bit strange today. Let it focus. There we go. There we go. Okay. Efton. Thanks for the tip, mate. Touch the screen. Boom. Better? All good. We're focused in. Okay. Thank you, Efton, for the tip there. Appreciate that. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Health Wealth Life. Hashtag Health Wealth Life. Day 56. And first question I'd love to ask is, what's the first thing comes to your mind when you think about Health Wealth Life in these videos? What's one of the tips, one of the tricks, one of the techniques that you've picked up? What is it? Share something. Let me know, because it lets me know that what you want to know, what interests you, and then I can keep giving you more of that information and targeted information around that so I can be a benefit. More benefit I can be, the better. That's what I'm here to do. Help to guide you to greatness. That's the aim of the game of Health Wealth Life, to guide you to greatness. And I'm coming with you, by the way. Bav, how are you? We need to talk. I think you sent me a message. I was in the process of something, so I will come back to you. What's the number one thing that you've learned? Tell me, just type it in the box below. Is it something lifestyle related? Is it something exercise? Is it nutrition? Is it supplementation? Or is it something specific? Please share. Type it in the box below. And invite some friends. If you're joining, invite friends, invite, bring them to the conversation. Let's have some fun. We're going to go over something here. I'll share something with you that I've been doing for many years now, and my whole story behind it. I think it's absolutely essential in everyone's life, in my opinion. There's a few things that some people need, some things will work for some people better than others. This is essential in everyone's life. I don't think there's anyone that this wouldn't benefit. So what's the one thing you've learned? I'm curious first. And also, what's the one thing you want to learn? What's burning question in your mind? What do you want to know? What do you want to learn? What's going to help you get over the next hurdle, get over that next roadblock? Maybe you can see something in the way. What do you need to know to get over that, or to just drive straight through it? What is it? If you're happy to share, pop it in. Let's have the conversation. Let's get an answer as a group. If I can give you the answer, I will. Or send me a direct message. I'm happy to have those conversations, as I have been. So tell me what you've learned so far this year, maybe from Health Wealth Life, maybe from your just life examples, and tell me what you want to learn. What's the next thing you want to learn? Tell me. So today, what I've found is, I cut my hand. What I've found is the word meditation turns people off. So if I say meditation, like I just see people's eyes glaze over. So what does the word meditation mean to you? Efton, if you're still there, Rose, Bhavna, what does the word meditation mean to you? Is it a positive thing? Is it a negative thing? Do you think, oh, boring? Do you think, what a load of rubbish? Do you think amazing, the best thing that I've ever discovered? You know, what is it? What does it mean to you? Meditation, what does it mean to you? I am asking you. If you're watching this, I'm asking you. So watching this live, type it in the comment box. If you're watching as a recording, Noz, welcome aboard. If you're watching as a recording, then type it in the comment box. So let me know. So what I've found is, you start talking about meditation, people's eyes glaze over in general. You get a small selection of people that don't. They actually switch on and become more vibrant. So in the Western world, it's not as popular. So Efton says, I think it's another way of saying prayer. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful way of looking at it. Hey Noz, how are you? Bhavna says it's a positive thing when I make the time to do it. Okay, so we're going to go through this in a minute. And I think it's really interesting. As I said, I think it's absolutely essential. It is that important. It's as important as breathing and eating, in my opinion. And some people could argue is more important. So what did Rose said? Peace. So that makes her think of peace. Amazing. Do you meditate, Rose, at all? Or have your own technique? Never sure it works. That's a good thing. Kent Russell. Never sure it works. Interesting. Okay. So maybe that's the technique you've tried. Maybe But I don't know if you saw yesterday's video, but you've already decided, most of us, before we even get going, we've already decided how much impact something's going to have on us. That subconscious, that decision, it's not fully upfront for us. Some of us will notice it. We've got to believe this guy. We are going to believe this guy. We're going to go everything he says and he's going to have the impact. And some of us, it's behind. So you've already made that choice. So I'm just going to tell you my story around it. And then maybe that will help you get a broader understanding of meditation for you. And I like to change the word because I really do think that meditation has just got too much negativity in the Western world for some reason. Even in the East, you know, I'd studied shiatsu for 3 years and I met a lot of Eastern masters of massage, and they were somewhat into it. But all the people around that, learning from them, and whether they were from the East or the West or wherever, they were all kind of like, meh. Some of them were into it, some of them, meditation. You know, it's an interesting, such an interesting thing. And I'll tell you what I think it is. All it is focused thought. All it is focused thought. Now, so the Easterners, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, so what's my take? Here's my story. When I was from about 13 years old, used to get terrible migraines. So what did I say? When I did a meditation podcast, I had the best night's sleep. It can really help with that. It can really help with sleep, can really help with cortisol production, so stress hormone, cholesterol, blood pressure. We'll get to that in a minute, but Noj, you're bang on. So I think, in my opinion, meditation is focused thought. It really is that simple, and I much prefer when I'm talking to someone about it. I was actually tempted not to write the word meditation at the title of this broadcast because I thought it might turn some people off, but then I thought the people it turns off, they might actually switch into it. And then I thought, either way, whoever tunes in needs to tune in and it will do good. And what will be is what I'm looking to try and say there. So I went with it because it's clarity of what it is. But I like to use different words. So controlled mind practice, something around that. Controlled thought, focused thought, something around there. So my story is from about 13 years old, I used to get terrible migraines. If you've ever had a migraine, you know, let me know if you've had a migraine, because then I can completely relate to you. For me, it started off as either like a, you know, someone takes a picture and you're in the picture and you get that flash of light and then you get a blind spot. That's the way my migraines used to start. So they'd be somewhere in my field of vision. I'd have a blind spot and I'd be worried, oh, is this going to go? Because I know what it's like. And then it gets bigger and it turns into like water. So like ripply water. And it can just get, it would used to just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then my field of vision would be more or less taken up with this like big field of water I couldn't see. And then the pain would actually grow with it. So it was a seriously interesting process and a debilitating one. Because if I got one at that age, when I went 13, 14, into my teens, 16, 17, 18, I couldn't go out. So I wanted to go out with my friends. I wanted to go out. I was 18, you know, you want to go out and hit the bars, meet girls, you know, want to do all the good stuff, right? So if I got one around that time, I was buggered. I couldn't go out. It would ruin my whole night. Rose, you still have them. Okay, so let's talk about this, because this could be a solution for you, because I found a solution. Brett, how are you, mate? I know you get some of these, so I know you can get a headache or a migraine from your pro boxing, Brett. So have a listen to this. Let's go through this. So from that age, from about 13, you used to get terrible migraines, you'd be debilitating. I was knocked out for 3-4 hours. Sometimes it would last longer. I've had my head in freezing cold water, trying to freeze it off. I've had, you know, I had to go into a dark room. I'd literally have to go in there and just do that and wait for the pain to go and wait for the vision to come back. And I'd have to keep it as dark as possible because the pain was terrible. And that went on for a long time. From 15, my first girlfriend gave me a book. Her dad had a book floating around. It was called The Silver Mind Control Method by Jose de Silva. She gave me a book. She said, in this book, the guy says his girlfriend introduced him to something called meditation, and it got rid of his headaches. He had terrible headaches. I said, give me that book, I'll do anything. Because I was taking MigraLieve. I was taking some stronger painkillers to try and get rid of the migraines once they come. So it's awful, right? So I get the book, I read it, and I'm someone who, I will try something. If it says it's going to work, I'll give it a shot, and if it works, I'll stick with it and work with that process and define the process over time. And if it doesn't, I'll throw it away and try something else. So I tried this Silver Mind Control Method, didn't get a migraine for 2 years. 2 years, and from about 15, I was like nearly 16, 15 and a bit, nearly 16, read this book, started meditating, just followed the process in the book, right? I'll give you my process of how I meditate towards the end, but let me tell you the story first. Didn't get a migraine for 2 years. Thought, maybe I've just grown out of it, forget about it. I won't bother wasting my time spending 20 minutes, half an hour meditating every day. I saved my time. I've got much better things to do. So within 1 week of not meditating, bam, I got another migraine. I thought, knocked me out for about 6 hours. I thought, well, I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again. I started meditating. I read another book in that process. I meditated every day religiously. And when I meditated, I didn't get a migraine. That's just what happened, right? And I'll give you another example. 3 years what happened. I read another book called Turning Your Mind into an Ally by Sakyong Mifum. He's the son of a monk. Really great read. I was actually in LA. I've got some friends who live in LA. And Sarah, how are you? Good to see you. Virginie, good to see you. I haven't seen you for a day or two, I believe. Not live anyway. I was visiting some friends in LA and I thought I want to buy a book. So I went into a bookstore. Remember those things? Remember bookstores? Amazon have kind of ruined that, but there's still some dotted around. So I went to a bookstore and then this white book was just like gleaming off the shelf. I thought, that looks a cool book. I hope it's one I like. I'd like to buy it. Just on the look of it, right? So it just stood out. I pulled it out and it was Turning Your Mind into an Ally by Sakyong Mifum. It's all about meditation and a monk's view on it. A really fascinating book. I read that when I was in LA. That was another book I read. I meditated then for 3 years. 3 years consistently, every single day, without fail. And I thought, maybe I've grown out of this meditation. I haven't had a migraine. Maybe I've grown out of migraines. I don't need them anymore. I don't need this meditation anymore. I saved myself the time. So I stopped. And then within 10 days, bam, I got another migraine. So I don't need a third warning. I don't need a third warning. It's so not worth it. And the meditation or the thought focusing that I do every day, as I prefer to refer to it to most people, is there's so many more benefits. There's so many more benefits. I feel energized. I feel happier. My mind is focused on what I need to do rather than fearing something could go wrong or thinking about the things that could go wrong. I'm focused on what I could do right to make it right. So much more powerful. Believe it lowers my stress levels. It leaves me feeling happier and brighter and lighter and just energized. It's fantastic. Now, you know, if you can relate to that, give me a thumbs up. Give me a share. If I've said anything that you think would like to share my story, get it out to some people. Press the share button. Press the invite button. Get some friends in here. Let's have this conversation grow. So give me your thoughts on meditation. Do you meditate? That's my first, well, it's actually my third question to you, but if you just joined, it's my first. So do you meditate? Do you meditate? Say yes or no, or I've tried it. What's your take on meditation? And does the word meditation actually turn you off? Does it mean anything to you? Or do you just think, I don't care what the word is, I just know what it is and I like it or don't like it? So how do you prefer to refer to it? You know, give me some points in the comment box below. So if we change the language around it, does it make it different to you? So if I say meditation, does it kind of make you go, because it kind of does to me, but I think that's because lots of people around me react in that way. So it makes me feel that. Alicia, good to see you. Little conversation earlier on. Hope you had a good day. Virginia, yes, but not every day. Noz, you've tried it. Cool. I love the word meditation. So yeah, some people love it. I've found that most people dislike it. It kind of turns people off. It's a weird thing. So I tend to refer to it as just to spend some time. Let's spend some time on some focusing of thought. Focusing the thought. And the... been meaning to start meditate, just haven't found the best method for me. Okay, I'll share my method with you, Efton, in a moment. I'll share my method with you in a second. Just want to go through last thing. So you can manage your stress, situations better. So with practice, we practice to be calm, we practice to be focused, we practice to stay focused on what we want rather than what we're fearing, what things that we can actually have impact on rather than things we can't, focusing on the possibilities in the problems rather than the problems in the possibilities. We're focusing on positive rather than negative, yeah? So that's all we're doing. Now when we do that over time, if we've done that already in the day, we've superseded any negativity that could happen later in the day. We might not perfect it, it might not perfect the whole day, but it leaves us in a more perfect posture and a position for when that negativity meets us. So we're going about our day and the negativity can come in from any angle, take us out, sideswipe us, whatever, right? So once we've practiced, we can lower our stress, we can actually keep our minds focused for a longer period of time. It's really important to do that, particularly in this day and age when there's so many distractions, so much information. So all it is a little bit of practice of focusing the mind. Well, right, with that, we can bring down stress. Therefore, we bring down stress hormone cortisol. And therefore, this is a tip, you bring down belly fat, stomach fat. So the more stressed we are, it's a fact that we'll make more cortisol. That's the way the body works. Cortisol is the stress hormone. It makes our cells more durable. So we're going through high bouts of stress, you'll find you'll put on weight. Now, the other reason why you'll put on weight is because when cortisol goes up, your body will be like, damn, we're stressed. It's like a boiling pot. We need to get that cortisol down. So cortisol is an inverse relationship with insulin. So when you eat sugar, your insulin has to go up to balance your blood sugar levels. So that pushes insulin up, which brings down cortisol and you feel less stressed. So we're feeling more stressed, we'll put on more cortisol, we'll lay down more fat around the belly in particular, particularly around the belly button. It's where the cortisol receptor site, a lot of them receptor sites are, will go up, and you'll crave sugars. So insulin will go up, which will bring down the cortisol and you'll feel more calmer, less stressed. So that's what's happened up. That's what's happened. So if you can manage your cortisol and daily mind focusing at a specific time in the day, and I find that just get up early enough and do it in the morning. Catch the day, nip the day in the bud, do it in the morning. You're superseding any of that stress. So you're taking yourself lower down that stress level. So when the stress comes, you bubble up. You don't quite bubble as high because you've taken yourself to a lower point. And also, you're able to control it. You're able to control it. You just get better at controlling your mind. We think the body is, practicing Tai Chi, practicing a martial art, it's important, and it's just drills, right? Drills, catch the hand, drill, catch, yeah? And it's the same, mind, control, practice with your mind, drill it, every day. So what's my technique? Here's my technique. I meditate for 15, it's actually 20-25 minutes most days, but let's say on average 20 minutes. I take 20 minutes and I get up early enough. Whatever I've got to do, I just get up earlier to make sure it's done. If that means 4 a.m., I do it. Because I know it's so important for me, because my migraine story, which I shared at the beginning of this, if you missed it, go back. So I usually wake up and I meditate more or less straight away, so I'm closer to that sleep state. So I sit up and I get out of bed and I go somewhere else other than the bedroom, because you could go back to sleep, right? So I sit upright and I close my eyes and I count myself down. I say counting down, going deep, and I count from 10 to 1. And I imagine myself going into a basement and I go down a spiral staircase. As I hit 5, I hit a basement. And then I say to myself, counting further, going deeper, and I count from 5 to 1, and then I end up on a beach. That's just, for me, that's cool, it's calm. I can see the beach, I can see the sand, I can hear the water, there's some palm trees around me. It's just relaxing, I'm chilled. And I stay there, I take a couple of breaths, 2-3 breaths. Now, what you can do there is practice counting. So most people say, oh, meditation, you just got to clear your mind, which I think is virtually impossible. I have spent long periods of time in that, but it takes serious practice. So I'll give you something to do. Breathe and count. So rather than saying clear your mind completely, I'm going to say, let's take it down to one thing. So you've got to count to 50. And the way I do it is I breathe in, I count 1. Try and deepen your breath and elongate the breath. So count 1, and as you breathe out, 2. You've got your eyes closed, you're just on the beach, 1, 3, 4, and you do that to 50, right? And if you can do that without drifting off, you find, because what you'll do, you'll get to like 9, 10 or 12, if you're lucky, and you'll find that you'll, get that shopping and I'll pick that up. And then what I'll do is I'll do a bench press, and then I'll jump into, hold on a minute, I'm not meant to be thinking about that, yeah? So yeah, counting your breath is a wonderful tool. Thanks, Sarah. Or you can be on the beach in St. Lucia, yes, absolutely. So you can use somewhere you've been before, somewhere you want to go, whatever works, right? Just get yourself into a place that you know is your sweet spot. You're just going to chill out there instantly. And count your breaths. Go to 50, right? So if you drift, if you find yourself, at work doing some paperwork in your mind, and you're like, don't remember what number I was at, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You can't let that stop you. Keep your eyes closed. Just think, I think I was around 12. Carry on. 13, 14. Get as far as you can. You might drift off again. Come back. Just keep bringing yourself back till you get to 50. Promise you'll get better at this with practice, all right? Keep doing that. When you get to the end of it, then you might focus on some things that you want to happen in that day. So think of your day. Think of the appointments you have. Think of the work you've got to do. And just whiz through. You can take 30 seconds, whiz through the whole lot, and think of it all as the most perfect outcome that you could think of it. So perfect, you meet that person, they go, I've done all your work. Oh, amazing. Well, thank you very much. And you go, yeah, and I've done this, I've supported you that you can do this much easier. Oh, wow, that makes everything easier. Right? So whatever it is going on for you, just think it through. Think the whole day through perfectly, and then just whiz through your week. So like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just put it all in your mind. Stack it up in front of you, yeah? So do that. And then you just count yourself out. So don't just pop out of it and shoot off. So count yourself out. So you want to count in, and it will solidify and make your meditation stronger over time. You count yourself in, you relax in there. You do the meditation, whatever process you have, and I've just given you a counting one for now. And then you count yourself out. So you say, I'm slowly counting out, maintaining connection with my deep meditational state. And you count from 1 to 10. As I count from 1 to 5, I'm back in the basement. I say just counting out further, maintaining connection with my deep meditational state. And I get to 10 and I see myself coming out of the basement door and it's bright and up and I smile. And that's the meditation. And that keeps my migraines at bay. There's lots of different techniques you can add into that. You can add chanting, all sorts of stuff in there. But that is what you can do and that will be powerful for you. I promise you that. So, what's your technique? Do you have a technique? Jimmy boy, how are you? What's the time in Canada? I have a hard time visualizing. Is there a technique for that? Yeah. So, you can't visualize images. So if I said elephant, did you see in your mind the word elephant, or you actually saw an elephant? If I say pink elephant, yeah. So you must see a pink elephant, yeah. So it's not really that I think you can't visualize. You can. And maybe you just need practice, often, or try, visualize the words. So what I would start with, can you visualize words, Efton? Can you visualize success and just see that flash up in front of you? Or you can't visualize at all? So Kent Russell, you can see the picture, good. So it's great if you can visualize that picture and make it more vivid, brighter, bolder, more clarity. With practice, you'll get better at that as well. There's a whole step into that. Does that help, Efton? So if you're struggling with the image, then use a word. Yeah? So chuck some words in there to get you going. And then you might say, maybe it's the word need to lead you in. So what it is, maybe it is your work. You've got to do some work on your laptop. So see the word laptop and then success. I would always chuck in something positive with it. And then try and picture your laptop and then see yourself on your laptop. Imagine yourself, picture a TV screen, right? You can remember watching a film on a screen, or imagine a phone, like you can picture this, right? Picture in your mind. Just stick yourself in there and create that inside. Let me know how you get on with that. I'm really interested to know and help you develop that actually. If you've got any more questions, ask now, Efton. See if I can help clarify that for you and help you in any way. Okay, so what's your story on meditation? Can you meditate? Some of you have given some insights into that. Tell me some more. Pop them in now. I'm really curious. We keep this conversation going. So some other ways that we could label it. We could call it contemplation. We could call it thoughts. We could call it thought control. Focused thought is the one that I like. We could call it reflection. We're just reflecting on things. Or we could call it deliberating. And we're being deliberate about deliberating. Rather than our mind wandering off like a child and just being into this and, oh yeah, what's that? And over there, and I'm going to be over here. Well, what's this? Yeah, so we're just saying, hold on, focus on this. Oh, you've drifted again. Hold on, come back, focus on this. Hold on, and just keep doing that. You get better and better and better. So don't ever let the words stop you. That's what I want to end with. So if you hear meditation, doesn't matter. Don't ever let words stop you. Sticks and stones, that sentence, right? So words can never hurt me. So don't let words stop you. Just change it. It's one of the most powerful things that you can do. And that's really important for me that I get this out. This message out to you. It helped me with my migraines. 100%. It got rid of my migraines. So I stopped within a week. Bam, I got a migraine. 3 years later, stopped again. Bam, within 10 days, got another migraine. No doubt that it cures my migraine. So for me, it's more than worth it. I've tried to share this with people with migraines. Sometimes they won't do it. But when I can get someone to do it regularly, and that's why I have to use different language, not different language, I go into French or Spanish. Now, if I use a different English language or word, then it tends to get them in. They're not thinking on that negative thing. So I was curious if the word meditation turned you off or not. So anyway, focused thought. That's what we're doing. Give it a go. You can do it any time of the day as well. You don't have to do it in the morning. You can do it before bed. You can do it right now, straight after this. You can do it after dinner, whenever you can fit it in. I suggest in the morning you get up early enough to do it, and then it's done. It's done for the day. Yeah? So don't let words stop you, and give that method a try. You count from 10 to 1, 10 to 5, you're in a basement, relaxing, it's quiet, it's getting darker. 5 to 1, you're on the beach. You count 50 breaths, in, 1, out, 2. In, 3, so on. 50 breaths. If you wonder, bring yourself back. Doesn't matter if you lost it. And then when you've finished that 50 breaths, focus on your day, perfect day, and then spin through the rest of your week up to the following week. So where we're now Tuesday, up to next Tuesday. All right, and then count yourself out. So I'm slowly counting out, maintaining connection. Up to 5, you're in the basement. Up to 10, and you're out of the basement and you're on with your day. Try that out. Set a little alarm clock on your phone just in case you fall asleep. Sarah says she's improved her memory this way. Yeah, totally and utterly believe in that. So when we're in a certain state, and we can put ourselves in that state more effectively, more powerfully when we meditate, we can actually take ourselves into a state where we can remember more things, where we're actually in a calm state, and we can recall. The brain actually functions better when we're more relaxed in any situation. And all situations. So yes, really important. Start my head and imagine a wave going down my body, wiping out all the tension while dealing with breath. Then depending on what I'm working on, I visualize and let myself lost in greatest feeling. So there's lots of different techniques here. I've given you an easy one. Share your one. Thank you for sharing your way. Sarah, she starts her head, imagines a wave going down and washing out the tension. Loads of different techniques. Share them in the box. Let's get some ideas roaming around. But try the one I've given you today. We'll start with that. We'll build this up over time. I will come back to meditation, absolutely, because I think it's so powerful. And we'll talk about it more another time. All right, that's it for today. That's it for today. What's the number one thing you've learned from Health, Wealth, Life so far? What's the number one thing you want to learn next? What is it? Maybe we're all in here and everyone writes exactly the same thing. Wouldn't that be amazing? Maybe it's not. Maybe we all have 100,000 different things. Invite some friends. Give me a thumbs up. If I said anything that helped you out or you think could help someone you know, give me a share. I really appreciate the sharing. It lets me know that I'm on track and giving you right information and good information. So, join me again tomorrow, 6 p.m. I'll be here. Have an amazing rest of the day, wherever you are, or what time of day it is, wherever you are. And take great care of yourself and everyone around you. And remember, happy is a skill that you can learn. And this is a better way to bring out your personal best. Let's go get some health wealth. Let's take the world with us. And I'll see you all tomorrow at 6 p.m. Take care, guys.